Once upon a time, in the quaint town of Basseterre, nestled on the picturesque island of St. Kitts, life was a gentle sway of palm trees and the sweet aroma of freshly picked mangoes. The air was always warm, carrying the faint whispers of the ocean that kissed the shoreline. It was a place where the days were long and lazy, and the nights were filled with the rhythmic strums of steel drums and the laughter of locals and tourists alike. Yet, unbeknownst to the humans who called this slice of paradise home, a revolution was brewing in the dense emerald canopy of the rainforest that loomed over their heads. The alpha of the vervet monkeys, a clever and charismatic fellow named Kiki, grew weary of the mundane life his troop had always known. He yearned for more, for adventure, for the thrill of the unknown. His eyes gleamed with the spark of ambition as he surveyed the lush expanse that had been their kingdom for generations.
Follow me to a place where the fruit is ripe, the waters run clear, and the humans have more to offer than mere amusement.
The whispers grew into a rallying cry, echoing through the branches until it reached every monkey's ear. Kiki, the clever alpha of a vervet monkey troop, grows bored with rainforest life and decides to lead his monkeys to Basseterre, a human-inhabited area of St. Kitts. The peaceful town's tranquility is disrupted as the monkeys invade gardens and steal food, prompting an emergency meeting at the town hall. The residents of Basseterre were a hardworking and cheerful bunch. They took pride in their neatly kept gardens and the colorful fruits that grew there. Mrs. Jenkins, known for her green thumb, had a particularly bountiful harvest this year. She was eager to show it off at the upcoming town fair. Little did she know, her meticulously tended mangoes had caught the eye of a certain mischievous monkey. One sun-drenched afternoon, as the townsfolk went about their business, a shadowy flurry descended upon the quiet streets. Monkeys, driven by the cunning of Kiki, swarmed the area. They played tricks on passers-by, pilfered picnics, and turned the orderly world of Basseterre upside down. The townsfolk gasped in shock as the cheeky creatures claimed their gardens and rooftops as their own. The children squealed in terror, their games interrupted by the sudden monkey siege, while the adults looked on, torn between annoyance and fascination. It was a spectacle that none had ever seen before, and it was only the beginning of a tale that would be talked about for generations. The townsfolk called it the Monkey Insurrection of Basseterre, a playful twist on the chaos that had overtaken their peaceful lives. The local newspaper, the St. Kitts Sentinel, ran the story on its front page, complete with photos of the monkeys lounging in the most unexpected places, and a cartoon of Kiki dressed in a tiny hat and sunglasses, sipping a coconut. The headline read, "Monkey Business, a New Kingdom Rises," and the town buzzed with whispers and theories about the monkeys' intentions. Some spoke of ancient legends of the mischievous creatures, while others blamed tourists for feeding them too much. The town council, led by the ever-practical Mayor Clarissa Mills, called for an emergency meeting. The town hall was packed, with residents clutching brooms and makeshift weapons, demanding a solution to their simian problem. The mayor, known for her no-nonsense approach to governance, called for calm amidst the pandemonium. Her voice steady, she announced the formation of the Basseterre Monkey Task Force, a group of brave volunteers who would venture into the mountains to confront the monkeys and restore order to their town. Among the townsfolk, a young boy named Tommy watched the events unfold with a sense of wonder rather than fear. He had always felt a kinship with the animals of the island and had often dreamt of adventures with Kiki's troop. As his mother fretted over the ruined harvest, he couldn't help but feel a twinge of excitement. Perhaps, he thought, there was more to this monkey business than met the eye. With a heart full of hope and a bag of peanuts for good measure, Tommy set out to find Kiki and understand his true motives. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the town as the residents barricaded themselves in their homes. Tommy weaved through the quiet streets, the distant chatter of monkeys his only company. His journey led him to the edge of the rainforest, where he heard the whispers of the jungle come alive with the whispers of his newfound friends. He ventured deeper into the foliage, the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers guiding him like a secret map. As he approached the heart of the monkey territory, he saw Kiki, the alpha, perched regally on a branch, surrounded by his loyal followers. The monkeys had transformed a clearing into a bustling camp, complete with rope swings and lookout posts. Kiki's eyes met his, and for a moment the two stared at each other, a silent understanding passing between them. Tommy knew that he had been granted a rare audience with the leader of the uprising. The townsfolk were not prepared for the cleverness of their simian adversaries. As the task force approached the mountain the next day, they found themselves the targets of ingenious traps. Water balloons filled with sand fell from the trees, soaking and blinding them, while coconuts rolled down the slopes like bowling balls, sending the humans scattering in all directions. Despite the chaos, Mayor Mills remained undeterred, her determination to reclaim Basseterre from the monkeys stronger than ever. Tommy watched the chaos from afar, his heart racing. He knew that fighting was not the answer. With trembling hands, he approached Kiki, the peanuts in his pocket feeling like the weight of the world. Stop. The monkeys froze and the sound of rustling leaves ceased. Kiki looked down at him, curiosity flickering in his eyes. Tommy held out the bag of peanuts, a peace offering. We can live together. We don't have to fight. The tension in the air was palpable as Kiki descended from his perch, his movements deliberate and graceful. He took the bag from Tommy and nodded to his troop. The monkeys gathered around, their eyes lighting up at the sight of the treats. Kiki looked back at the boy, and for a moment it seemed as if he was considering the proposal. The townsfolk, their weapons lowered, watched the exchange with a mix of horror and awe. Could it be that peace was possible between humans and monkeys? The question hung in the air like a ripe mango, waiting to be picked. As Kiki shared the peanuts with his troop, the town of Basseterre held its collective breath, hoping that the seeds of understanding had been planted in the fertile soil of friendship. The mayor, noticing the sudden calm, called off the task force.
Let's talk to them. We're all inhabitants of this island, and perhaps we can find a way to share it.
The following days were a whirlwind of negotiation and compromise. The monkeys agreed to respect the humans' property, and in return, the townsfolk promised to help protect the rainforest and its inhabitants. Tommy became the unlikely mediator, translating human words into a series of grunts, hoots, and gestures that even the most skeptical of monkeys understood. The town of Basseterre saw a transformation like no other. Gardens were redesigned with monkey-proof fences, and fruit trees were planted on the outskirts, creating a natural boundary that both parties could respect. Children began to play alongside their new neighbors, learning the games of the jungle, while the monkeys picked up bits of human speech and culture. It was a harmony born out of chaos, a testament to the power of communication and the shared spirit of adventure that united them all. The story of Kiki and Tommy's friendship spread like wildfire, inspiring books, movies, and even a local festival celebrating the unity between humans and monkeys. The tale of the coexisting kingdoms of St. Kitts became a beacon of hope for other communities facing similar conflicts. As the sun set on the first day of the newfound peace, Kiki and his troop climbed back into their tree houses, while the people of Basseterre returned to their colorful homes. The air was filled with the sound of laughter and the distant chatter. However, one monkey was not satisfied. He wanted monkeys to run the city while they controlled humans. The monkeys call for elections to have a monkey prime minister. This monkey decides that humans were not smart enough to run any government administration. The whispers grew into a chant, echoing through the streets of Basseterre. Monkey Mayor! Monkey Mayor! It seemed as though the town had gone mad, but it was Kiki's second-in-command, Mimi, who had started the revolutionary idea. She had observed the humans' ways and believed that the monkeys could do a better job. After all, they had managed to outsmart the townspeople and live among them without much trouble. The townsfolk looked at each other in disbelief, but the monkeys grew more insistent.
Why not? At least the monkeys wouldn't raise our taxes.
The townsfolk, tired of the constant bickering and inefficiency of their human leaders, began to entertain the notion. The mayor, seeing the townsfolk's willingness to consider the unthinkable, called for an emergency town hall meeting. She stood before the crowd, her face a mix of exasperation and amusement.
Fine, let's hold an election. If a monkey can truly govern better than us, then let them have a go.
The crowd erupted in cheers and laughter, not realizing that Mimi had been planning for this moment all along. Campaign posters sprang up overnight, with various monkeys vying for the position of mayor. Kiki, however, remained neutral, watching the chaos unfold from the sidelines. He knew that true leadership was not about seeking power, but about guiding others to find it within themselves. As the election day approached, the town was ablaze with excitement. Humans and monkeys alike were casting their votes, and the world held its breath to see what would happen next.
We must ensure that whoever wins, we remain a united front. For if we allow power to divide us, we risk losing everything we've gained.
The monkeys nodded in agreement, their eyes shining with the wisdom that comes from surviving in the wild. The day of the election arrived, and the town square was a cacophony of human and monkey voices. The polls closed, and the counting began. Hours later, the results were announced, and the town held its breath. The monkey candidate, Mango Mike, had won by a landslide. The crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and shock. Mango Mike, a charismatic young monkey with a penchant for wearing a tiny bow tie, took to the podium. His speech was a mix of grunts and gestures, but the message was clear. A new era had dawned in Basseterre, where humans and monkeys would work together to create a town that flourished for all. Tommy, standing beside Kiki, felt a sense of pride. Maybe, just maybe, this crazy idea could work. The town buzzed with excitement, and the air was thick with the scent of possibility. The new government faced challenges, but the monkeys had proven their resourcefulness time and again. They worked tirelessly, organizing cleanup crews to keep the town tidy and setting up a watch to prevent any future fruit raids. The humans, for their part, were surprised by the monkeys' organizational skills and found themselves learning from their animal counterparts.
Are you sure about this? Monkeys running things? I don't know.
But as with any new leadership, there were growing pains. Some humans were skeptical, whispering behind closed doors about the monkeys' intentions. Kiki knew that trust was a delicate thing, and he worked to build bridges, often appearing in public with Tommy to show the strength of their friendship. Together, they demonstrated that humans and monkeys could coexist peacefully. Our first priority is the rainforest. It is vital to our island, and we must protect it.
I second that. Let's hear the
He's
proposal.
right. We need to do
We
something.
propose new laws to protect the trees and wildlife. As the months passed, Basseterre flourished like never before. Tourists flocked to the island not just for the beaches and rum, but to witness the unique alliance between humans and monkeys. The town grew famous for its monkey parliament, and the residents were proud to show off their unorthodox form of governance. The monkeys, in turn, reveled in their newfound power, using it not to rule with an iron paw, but to protect their home and ensure everyone had their share of the harvest.
Here you go.
Thank you.
The story of Basseterre and its monkey leaders became a global sensation. Researchers studied the town's model, and other communities faced with similar issues sought their advice. Meanwhile, Kiki and Mango Mike held secret meetings, planning for a future where the monkeys' influence extended beyond the town's borders. The seeds of a monkey revolution had been sown, and the world was watching. The days grew into weeks, and the townsfolk began to realize that the monkeys were not just a novelty. They were true leaders, bringing innovative ideas to the table and solving problems with a simplicity that often eluded human politics. The town's economy boomed as tourists from around the globe visited to experience the monkey-led utopia. The humans of Basseterre were forced to confront their prejudices and embrace their new reality.
We have received a proposal from the monkeys.
What do you think they want now? I don't know, but I don't like the sound of it.
They wish to expand their governance to include the entire island.
This is it, isn't it?
It is time for the next step.
The humans and monkeys of Basseterre had proven that coexistence was not just possible, but beneficial.
Now, the fate of St. Kitts hung in the balance.
What do you think we should do?
Would they come together to form an alliance that could change the world? Or would the weight of tradition and fear drive them apart once more?
We We must decide quickly.
The town voted, and the result was unanimous.
St. Kitts would become the first island governed by a coalition of humans and monkeys.
The news spread like wildfire, and soon representatives from neighboring islands arrived, eager to learn from Basseterre's example. The monkey parliament grew into the Simian Senate, with elected officials from across the archipelago coming together to make decisions that benefited all creatures. The story of the Simian Senate became a legend, inspiring hope and change in the most unexpected places. And as the monkeys of St. Kitts took their place alongside humans, a new chapter in the island's history began. One that was filled with laughter, friendship, and the occasional stolen mango. The town hall was adorned with banners and streamers, the air thick with anticipation. The chatter of humans and the excited chattering of monkeys filled the room as they awaited the announcement of the new Senate members. Kiki, now a wise and respected elder, sat at the head of the table, watching with a proud smile as his people stepped into their new roles. The Senate meetings were unlike any other, with humans and monkeys sitting side by side, debating policies with a mix of spoken words and sign language. What Kiki means to say is that we need to allocate more resources to education. Tommy, now a young man, served as the official human liaison, interpreting the monkey's gestures and grunts into human speech. The bond between him and Kiki had grown stronger with time, and their friendship was a symbol of the unity that had taken root in Basseterre. The Senate's first major initiative was to protect the environment.
We must act now to protect our island home.
They implemented strict regulations to prevent deforestation and pollution, ensuring that the beauty of St. Kitts would be preserved for generations to come. The monkeys' deep knowledge of the land helped guide the humans to make sustainable choices, and the results were astounding. The beaches grew cleaner, the forests denser, and the wildlife more plentiful. The tale of their success resonated far beyond the Caribbean shores, inspiring others to look beyond their own backyards for the solutions to their problems. The Senate's achievements were celebrated with a grand festival, where humans and monkeys danced to the beat of steel drums and feasted on a bountiful harvest. Kiki looked around at his people, now dressed in bright sashes and necklaces made from recycled materials, and knew that their future was bright. They had proven that peace was not just a pipe dream but a tangible reality, forged from the unlikeliest of alliances. And as the fireworks painted the night sky, a young monkey looked up at him, her eyes full of curiosity and ambition. Kiki knew that she was the next leader, the one who would continue their legacy.
One day you will lead us to even greater heights.
Her tail swished with excitement, and the story of St. Kitts and its monkey leaders continued to unfold. A tale of friendship, growth, and the power of unity. The Senate's meetings grew more sophisticated, with human and monkey representatives debating policies with a newfound respect for each other's perspectives. The town's economy thrived as the world watched in amazement, and the monkeys' cleverness became the stuff of legends. They built intricate bridges and roadways that wove through the rainforest, creating a harmonious blend of nature and civilization. The Senate faced international scrutiny, with some questioning the legitimacy of a government that included non-human members.
We believe in the monkeys.
But the people of St. Kitts stood firm, their belief in the monkeys' right to govern unshaken. They knew that the monkeys had brought a balance to the island that had been missing for centuries.
We monkeys of Basseterre have learned to coexist with humans, and we believe this harmony can be achieved worldwide.
Under the guidance of Kiki and his successors, the monkeys of Basseterre became ambassadors for their kind, advocating for the rights of animals worldwide. The Senate passed laws to protect endangered species and worked with other governments to combat climate change. The island became a haven for researchers and conservationists, all eager to learn from the monkeys' ancient wisdom. It's amazing what we can accomplish when we put aside our differences and work together. The story of St. Kitts and its monkey leaders was one of unity and growth, a reminder that sometimes the most profound lessons come from the most unexpected places. It was a tale that would be told for generations, inspiring hope and change in hearts and minds across the globe. The USA and other countries around the world now look to St. Kitts for guidance and inspiration.
Thank you for watching. Did you like the story? Please like, subscribe, and get more stories.